we see the possible corruption in Macbeth's mind. Again, this kind of internal destabilization when he says, "Stars, hide your fires, let not light see my black and deep desires." No other characters hear him say this, but we, the audience, do. So we get a glimpse again into the inside, because Shakespeare is showing us that temptation destabilizes us internally. And it can lead to corruption, to foulness, to darkness, to malevolence internally. Just plug in my charger, I'm sorry. There we go. Okay. And he says, "Stars, hide your fires, let not light see my black and deep desires." First thing, Macbeth is talking about his thoughts. He's revealing the kind of thoughts he's having. Remember those suggestions that are in his mind. And so his thoughts are clearly corrupt. Which words reveal to us that his thoughts are corrupt? Well, I don't know if you said. He says, "my black and deep desires." These desires are in darkness, aren't they? They're black and deep desires. He wants to hide them from the light. He wants to keep them in the dark. If he wants to conceal his thoughts in darkness, what does that suggest? He knows about his thoughts. He knows his thoughts are immoral, corrupt, transgressive. And that's why he wants to hide them, because he knows that they are not good. And here, interestingly, he says, "my black and deep desires." He understands that this is his immoral, corrupt, and transgressive thoughts, not just the witches. The witches have given him a prophecy, but it is his desire. And here we see that this suggestion, this regicide, is an ambition of Macbeth. We see his ambition is power, specifically omnipotence, specifically divine power. And here we have the first kind of clue of Macbeth's hamartia, this weakness that he has to hide because it is immoral, corrupt, and transgressive. And then we need to think, who's he hiding it from? Why does Shakespeare use these images of stars, fires, and light, which are all examples of light? And they're all examples of natural light. So stars, fires, and light. So they're all examples of natural light. And they're kind of potent light. And if he wants to hide his immoral thoughts from light, he wants to conceal them. He wants to hide them because he is ashamed of them. He knows they are wrong. And who doesn't he want to see? Think about stars. Who doesn't he want to see? He wants to hide them from the creator of light, from that natural light, from stars, from the fires, from the light. He doesn't want light to see these thoughts. And we could say he wants to hide them from God. Yeah? Because light, we know, is symbolic of morality, goodness, fairness, and the divine. And therefore, he likely wants to hide his thoughts from God. If you went a little bit further on that, in terms of the Genesis, the first thing that was created in the Bible in terms of God, this is the same in Judaism as well, but the text is written for a largely Christian audience. We're going to stick to the Bible. And the idea that the vault of heaven, so he called it the vault, was light. So heaven itself was light. That was the thing that God created. And God saw the light and saw that it was good, is the kind of way that that's explained in the Bible. So the idea of light and goodness is connected. And we talk about, in terms of a Christian audience and also in terms of Shakespeare, the Bible is a really powerful piece of influence for especially English writers. So Shakespeare, as being kind of the grandfather of the English writing tradition, he is drawing on this huge influence that his audience will understand, because it's a largely Christian audience. So this idea that light equals goodness is very common in literature, and that is deliberately what Shakespeare is trying to connect to, that Macbeth is hiding his thoughts from goodness, from morality, and possibly from God. because he knows that it is sinful. If Macbeth is hiding his thoughts from goodness, he is rejecting morality, goodness, and the divine. And we can see how this internal temptation is changing him. He's gone from this military hero who restored order to Scotland to someone who is rejecting and hiding from goodness. Possibly showing that Macbeth is now more internally foul and hiding from what is fair.